good day to you all, and welcome back to Let's Show Talk, or if you're brand new, welcome. I was debating this week's topic for a couple of weeks now, because I shot the Scott Buck episode a little bit earlier than usual, so I had a little bit of a break to see where I wanted to talk about this week. Now, the high tube I was considering was talking about the CW or talking about Crackle. And I've just decided to go with Crackle because there is just way too much research to do on CW if I want to do that. So today let's talk about Crackle. Why does it exist and why does it suck? If you don't know what Crackle is, then you're one of the lucky ones. Crackle is a streaming service similar to Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Video. It falls into the universal ranking list of streaming services, with Netflix on the top and Crackle way below the bottom, about to enter the gates of hell. Now, of course, considering the fact Crackle is so low on this list, why does it even exist then? Well, you'd be surprised. Well, not really surprised, but actually, yeah, you'd be surprised a little bit. There are two reasons that I came to mind. Number one, Crackle is owned by Sony Entertainment, so of course I'm pretty sure all the profits Sony makes go straight into making Crackle sustainable and living currently to this day. The second reason is because it's a free streaming service. Yeah, I said it. It's free. Now, of course, you assume if something is free, that means it should be more popular, right? Because more people could be jumping on board that, watching this stuff for free without paying $10 to $9 to $7 or how much the other providers cost you. It's free. However, there are a lot of cutbacks, which is why Crackle isn't on middle tier per se if it's a free service. First of all, the big main deterrence away from people who want to go to Crackle is Crackle has commercials. Yep, commercials. Yes, Crackle has commercial, and the problem with the commercial is that unlike YouTube, where it's in the beginning of a video, or if it's a very long one in the middle, unless you're using AdBlocker, then you're not going to see them again. And on TV, you're gonna get at least 4 commercial breaks during a programming. 2 if it's a half-hour program, 4 if it's a hour-long program, and so you're already expecting that. The problem with Crackle is, like, let's say you're watching a movie, Jolter to Beautiful Loser, for an example. Every half an hour, you're gonna get a slew of commercials. So it's like, this is a streaming service. I just want to watch the content, but I have to now watch commercials too. And the problem is sometimes these commercials can take really long, or sometimes it gets stuck on the loading screen and it really gets annoying to people, because like, I'm trying to enjoy this very decent movie. I don't think Crackle has a lot of great original movies. I only know Jill does too, to be honest with you. And yeah, I don't want to be plagued with commercials because I just want to watch the movie. Otherwise, I just buy the DVD or I just say, fuck it, I won't go on the service. Now, speaking of movies, perfect segue to the second reason why I believe Crackle sucks. It's content. Now, the type of content you have for your streaming service or your service in general, it's what's going to determine people from going to your service, free or not. So, in the case of Netflix, they have all the Netflix originals with Marvel, 13 Reasons Why, Stranger Things, Full House, to name a few examples. Of course, they have a shit ton of great content. They have a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows, such as How I Met Your Mother, Friends, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, Attack on Titan if you're interested in Pokemon. They have a lot of content. Hulu has the live stuff, so they also have their own amount of backlog with their content, but they also have the original show, and more importantly, what they have a little bit ahead of Netflix is they get live content. So any current show that they have a contract with that's on a new season, for example, like some of the CW shows, some of the big name shows, The Big Bang Theory, I believe. I don't use Hulu, sadly. I might get on it soon. They get the rights to air it. They get the exclusive streaming rights to have that sort of content as soon as the episode is released on live TV. They get it, like, I believe, automatically or within 24 hours. Again, I don't know about Hulu, sadly. They have that. Amazon Video has its own original content. The only one I know of is The Tick, but they still have they have the rest of the movies that Netflix and Hulu doesn't have, and there's a lot of other streaming services I heard about, but I'm not talking about them today. And then there's Crackle. Crackle, I looked on its library, and it doesn't have that much. The only one that really grabbed my interest was Seinfeld. However, this is now the third reason why Crackle sucks. Crackle doesn't have the full library, the full episodes of the shows they have. Like, literally, they might have like a season or even half a season or maybe even a dozen so episodes for a show, when Netflix, Hulu and Amazon have the full season. So that feels weird. I would not. I'm gonna watch. To be honest with you, I'm gonna watch Seinfeld soon. I do want to watch that, but I don't. And Crackle is so far the only free-ish way. But the problem is, I want to have the full show available instead of I get like up to episode 10 and maybe they skip a couple of episodes or they don't have any more of it. I don't like that. That means like, well, I could have just waited to buy the DVD or buy a different streaming service. And that's the big thing for anyone trying to pick what streaming service they want to align themselves to is the content. What type of stuff do they have? What am I gonna want? Does it have everything that I want? Because Netflix is guilty of some of this. Hilariously enough, they do have Total Drama on Netflix. However, they're missing a couple seasons, which kind of does suck for some people who want to get into that show. Like I think they have seasons 1 to 3, then they skip 4 and 5. I don't remember, but they're skipping a couple seasons. So I'm not saying that not all streaming providers have this problem, but Crackle just has very incomplete lists on their TV shows, and the movies they're worse with the commercials, and pretty much any contracts they have with any of the providers aren't really the big ones. They have a couple big ones, of course, the Sony ones, of course, because their parent company is Sony, so Sony's giving them some of the exclusive stuff but they don't give them like the big name movies, sadly. And yeah, it just doesn't work. The website, from what I heard, it's abysmal. Like the loading time, everything else. And you assume, considering the fact, why would it have slow loading time if the servers aren't backed up? Because I'm pretty sure there's not like a million people going on Crackle every day. I'm pretty sure maybe like thousands at least, and the only reason why it's a lie because of all the commercials they're getting onto. I haven't seen any of the commercials yet, but I'm pretty sure they're just taking any commercial that's willing to give it to them, or at least giving them the opportunity to have it. And yeah, I honestly still don't know why Crackle exists. I'm pretty sure by this point there's a lot of negative feedback because I'm reading all the public reviews. I read them. I went on the website myself. I did not enjoy my experience. And I generally don't believe, like, how does Crackle still exist in this form where if it doesn't have any, like, sort of a big name title to grab upon to, how is it going to survive, really, considering the fact you need something to put yourself ahead of the competition. Netflix has the Marvel content and all the critically acclaimed original dramas they have. Or comedies. I haven't heard of critically acclaimed comedy. No, I haven't. Hulu has the live stuff, and Amazon generally just gets like some of the weirder titles. But they still have but they're Amazon. Amazon already has a ton of customers already, so there's of course going to be some people who's going to come over to Amazon Video. So Crackle doesn't have that. I honestly don't believe Crackle's going to survive much longer because in this atmosphere where there's more and more streaming services coming up, some companies are going independent, some new ones are coming up with some new original ideas. It's just going to be harder in this eco space for Crackle to survive, and I do believe, not this year, I'm saying within 2018, 2019, I do believe Crackle's going to start to go downhill, and I wouldn't be surprised anytime soon they announce their cancellation. And yeah, so anyway, not the really best researched episode of the show, but there's really not much to talk about. Crackle sucks, in my opinion. I have at least millions of people that will support me. And of course, if you generally disagree with me, that's perfectly fine. Tell me why you like Crackle. Do you like the commercials? Do you like their content? Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. If you like this video, let me know. Well, please like this video if you like it. Share it with your friends. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Subscribe for more Legio Talk, and I will see you guys next week.